Hi, my name is Mike Rich, and today we're going to import an image into Adobe Illustrator and vectorize it. This means that as we scale an image to a larger size, that we won't have any of that pixelation that happens. It's a very simple process, and Adobe has made it a wonderfully easy thing to do. So let's take a look. Okay, here we are in Illustrator, and I've made the background green just for a contrast to help us as we're looking at these images. I'm going to use a toolbar, and I like to use this up here. If you climb up here, you'll see where it says you have the different toolbar sets. I'm going to have mine set to Essentials Classic just to give you a feel so you can see where the buttons are if they don't necessarily show up on yours. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import an image into Illustrator that we already have. So I'm going to go up to File, and the verbiage that Illustrator uses is Place. So we're going to place an image. And right here I have this clock, this single color clock that I'm going to bring in. It's a hand-drawn clock, but it was scanned in. I'd really like to be able to scale it appropriately. So we're going to place it in here. Notice it allows me to draw in the size of the image that I want. It looks great. Now, if I were to scale this image out, let's say I go pretty big here. Notice as I get in, see this pixelation? This is a rasterized image, and it's made of bits, and so you get this pixelization as you scale the image larger. So that's what we're going to do with, that's what we're going to solve with vectorizing the image. So I'm going to come back in here. So here's our image. We've placed it in here, and I'm going to go up to this button right here that says Image Trace. With the image selected, I'm going to hit Image Trace, and then notice it did a little something. It was hard to kind of see it, but now as I scale this image out, notice we don't have necessarily that pixelation that we were seeing before, right? It keeps a nice crisp edge. And that has to do with the mathematics behind a vectored image. Now you might say that's great, but there's still all this white around this image. I'd really like to be able to remove that so I can place it appropriately without this box, this bounding box. So the next button we're going to hit is the Expand button. If you click Expand, you'll notice it kind of outlines all of the different parts of this image. And then I'm going to use the Direct Select tool over here on the side. And I'm going to double click on this white area here. And I'm going to hit my Delete button. And then that will go away. That works because it was a closed image. If I try that right here on this white, notice it deletes everything. And the reason is if we zoom in, it's not a closed portion. It would work right here if we wanted to. We could delete that part and so on. You could do that with any of the images. They're also now able to be colored. So if you select a portion of it and you want to color those, it's a very easy process to do. And you'll get a very nice graphic that's vectorized. And then another thing Adobe's done a great job with is if you take this image, and you, right here, you have the libraries window open, and you drop it in the library, this asset, this picture is now available in any of the Adobe products that I want to put it into. Let's say I want to bring it into Photoshop or InDesign for a template or a flyer I'm doing. I can just access it right there. I don't have to do the copy and paste. Brings it right over, keeps everything nice. Now, I want to do one more image, and this time that image was all black and white. So now I'm going to try to place an image that has some color in it. So here's another hand-drawn clock that we have. I make the image. Notice it's really rasterized. You can see all that's the pixelation. Same drill. If I hit Image Trace, all the color went away. So I'm going to undo that. And under Image Trace, we have this drop-down arrow. And I'm going to go down to, let's say, 6 colors. So I want it to recognize that it's not just a silhouette, but that there are 6 colors involved. As I do that, it maintains the color. This was a pretty quick vectorization. That's because the picture is small. The bigger the picture, the harder it takes, the longer it takes. I'm going to expand this image. I'm going to hit my Direct Select tool. And then I'm going to click on these white areas just to get rid of that bounding box. And now I have this wonderful clock that hand-drawn that as I zoom in, I still get that nice vectored clean lines. Same drill, I can just drag it and drop it over to my asset, my library window here, and then I can use that asset in any files or any Adobe products that I want. So there you go. That's how you rasterize or vectorize a rastered image. You select the image, image trace, and if it's colored, you want to select some color. I hope you learned something today and that this will be useful for future projects. Thank you very much.